In this tutorial today we're going to actually make barefoot sandals, and what you're going to need today is a size D hook. You're going to need a clasp, okay, that you can use, and we're using the Luster Sheen Red Heart really thin material in order to create that. You will also need beads, and my beads I needed at least 13 for myself, but it could vary depending on your foot size. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how to measure how long you need it first. You'll need also a tape measure, also just to measure how long you're going along. This project will probably take you about 7 minutes. To measure how long you will take, just take your measuring tape and wrap it around the front of your top of your foot, going around and then connecting back, and then go to about 1 inch before your toe there. So stop about 1 inch. You want to do that because this material is actually going to stretch. So if you design it right to your foot, you're going to find that it's too big for you. So wrap it around, coming around, and in my case it's 15 inches. So we're going to make sure that when we go to start that everything matches to the 15 inch. We are doing beadwork, so make sure your beads are already online. If I have other tutorials on showing you how to work with beads, get your sequence already. If you want a special sequence, get that already lined up for you. And now we're going to officially start our barefoot sandal. Let's do our first slip knot, like we always do. And we want to create the actual toe section. We're going to work our way from the toe, coming around and back again. So let's create the loop that will wrap around your middle toe there. And my suggestion is chaining 10. So let's do this. So that was already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now what we want to do is we want to join it like we are doing a hat. We're just going to take your hook, insert it into the beginning one again, and now let's pull through that material. So pulling it through and through, creating a slip knot, just like so. So there's your first circle. So continuing along, we want to chain up 5, so let's go 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and now let's grab our first bead. So the beads are already sitting there waiting, so we're just going to move one up to the hook. So we're going to move it tight to the hook, so move it right in there, grabbing the material on the other side of the bead and pulling it through. So you'll notice that the bead will stay on the one side of the material. This works into our advantage in order to keep these beads in the center of the two. So the secret is now we've just pulled through, so now let's chain 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and grabbing another bead, just move it up the thing, pulling it tight. And so what you need to do now is just work yourself all the way to whatever measurement you determined. In my case it's 15. So then what we're going to do is finish, so go every 5, so 1, 2, 3, whoops. 3, 4, and 5. So every time you get to 5, then just slip your bead on nice and tight and pull through. Don't count that one. So now count. So 1, 2, oops, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So continue to do that, and I'll meet you back up where we're going to turn around, come back the other. We're going to put on our clasps, then come back the other way around, and then we're going to finish. So I've just applied my last bead, and I'm about to hit my 15 inches, so just right before. So this is my last bead before we're going to turn around. So let's begin to do the turnaround process. So let's chain up 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we are going to apply the actual clasp. So just looping your material into a really tight loop, grabbing your clasp, and there is a circle on it, so you just want to just jam it into it. It's actually not really hard to do. Jam it in and pull it through, just like so. So now, because you probably should have put on the clasp earlier, but this is not a problem for us. What we want to do now is that we want to grab that loop that we formed, that we pulled through. So grab that and now start pulling everything tight, and now you've just permanently we just have to do pulling through the two there together, and now your clasp is permanently attached. Pretty simple, isn't it? So let's reverse now. We're not going to add any more beads to our thing, so if you have beads left on your string, don't worry about it, just keep moving them down. And so now let's match what we did on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now what we need to do is we want to grab that bead and we want to go in to the very first section that is hanging out. You'll notice that the beads are kind of lengthwise. So it's just because of the way that we chained it. It's the way it should be. So we're going to go into the very first one that we meet. And again, sometimes keeping the string tight is kind of difficult. So just going in and just pulling it through and through. Just like so. So now let's chain 5 again and get to the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And going into the next one. And again, we go into the very first side that we meet. And by going into the very first one on each one of them, what happens is that you forming your pattern. You're always going to have your string hanging over just to the right of it and over here as well. So that'll always be that way as long as you consistently go into the same spot. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so just keep doing that as you're going back all the way to the start again, and we're going to finish off. So again, this is a really, really simple project. So I'll talk to you in just a couple seconds. So we're coming back to the start, as you can see, and you can tell right off the bat that I must have made a mistake in somewhere, because 2 beads are actually closer together than they are on the rest of it. So I must have only did 4 in between. So it shows to Goey that your counts actually do matter when you want consistency. So we're going to now finish off. I've just gone through my last bead, and now we're just going to chain our 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now what we want to do now is just link it now to the actual loop. So just go right into the center of the loop where your toe is going to go, pulling through and then pull through. And what we're going to do now is cut it with our scissors. And this stuff is a really thin yarn as it is. So just taking your needle now and just pulling it straight out. And you're going to pull everything snug, and this is the straggler from where you started, and this is the other string to where you stopped. Pull a nice good couple knots, and voila, just trim that, and you now have your first barefoot sandal. So all you need to do now is wrap it around your foot, like so. So you wrap this around your toe, wrap this around the back of your ankle, and then you're just going to use the clasp to clasp onto any part of the actual thing. So it's actually very adjustable as well. So if you made it a little bit bigger, you can go further on down to give more stretch, and if you made it a little bit too small, then you can go back up higher. So that's awesome, and we'll talk to y'all soon.